Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Adelina and I make videos about living in this tiny house on wheels and living a more intentional life. Have you ever had one of those days when you have to get the family out of the house for some reason? That doesn't sound right. You know, the kids have some sports that you got to drive them to. You know, you've got badminton club or whatever it is that you're doing, and you've got to get out of the house, but you have to feed your family dinner super quick and something that's hearty. This is the recipe for you. This is Instant Pot pasta and meatballs, and it couldn't get easier. If you watched my recipe videos in the past, you know that I like to make super easy recipes. Even though I love to cook and I do make recipes that are more complicated, I like to share recipes that are vegan and are super easy so that there's no excuse not to make a decent meal, and to show how easy it is to eat plant-based. So today's recipe, Instant Pot pasta and meatballs, is super easy. We assemble everything in here. There's very little prep work and the result is delicious. So let me show you how we're going to do that. Here are our ingredients for our Instant Pot meatballs. Now my coffee. That's for Adelina. So we need some pasta. I've got this 450 gram bag of penne. I believe that's about a pound in imperial. So any sort of thicker pasta, so rotini, the spiral ones, or the penne works good in this. Some peppers and onions. I've got about a half of an onion. I see these are chopped in the freezer, so I've got about a half of a medium-sized onion and some mixed red and yellow peppers, about 1 pepper in total, I would say. Some olive oil to saute the meatballs. Some meatballs. I've never tried these Saul brand meatballs, but I love all of their other products, so we're going to use those. A jar or a can, a large jar or can of pasta sauce. This great value is from Walmart, tomato and basil pasta sauce. You want something that's already got some seasonings in it. You can add extra seasonings, extra garlic powder, Italian seasoning. I'm going to add a little bit of this roasted garlic and pepper, Clubhouse roasted garlic and pepper seasoning that I love. And then you need an Instant Pot, and that's all that we need. The first thing we're going to do is drink some coffee. Yum. But actually, the first thing we're going to do is get our meatballs sautéing. Now, you don't have to saute your meatballs ahead of time, but it does add flavor to give them a little brown beforehand. So, set your Instant Pot to saute, and then add a little bit of oil. And once that warms up, we're going to add our meatballs and we're going to saute them just until they get a little color. They don't have to be, well, they're vegan, so there's no raw meat in there, so you don't have to worry about that. But even so, they're going to be cooking in the Instant Pot when we assemble everything, so we just want to get them a little brown on the outside. All right, so our oil is warmed up. We're getting our meatballs in there. And we're just going to saute them until they brown a bit. Not very long at all. Just give them some time to get some color. And then we will assemble everything. The meatballs have sauteed for a few minutes. And they've just got a little bit of color to them. Again, we're not trying to cook them. So now what I'm going to do is turn this off. And we're going to add our other ingredients. I'm going to add our peppers and onion in there. Just give that a stir. The frozenness of the frozenness, is that a word? Of the peppers will help deglaze the bottom, but you just want to scrape any bits off of the bottom. And now we're going to add our other ingredients. First thing we're going to add is our pasta. This does make a lot, so you can half the recipe if you don't need as much. So now what we're doing here is we are not going to stir after this point. So I've put the pasta noodles on over top, and now we're going to add the pasta sauce over top of the noodles. Just pour this all the way over top of the noodles. Then I'm going to add my seasonings. I've decided to go with the Clubhouse. So, you know, about a teaspoon to a tablespoon, however much you want. Again, you can use Italian, you can add onion and garlic, that sort of stuff. And now we're going to add 1 can or jar full of water. And I'm going to bring it up close so you can see what I'm doing here, because we're not pouring this over top. We're going to pour this along the edge so it gets underneath the noodles and make sure that there's water underneath the noodles so they don't burn. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so I've filled up my can with water, warm water, and now I'm going to pour this in, but I'm going to pour it along the edge versus over top of the pasta sauce that we've poured over the noodles. See what I'm doing? Now all you need to do is just sort of tuck down any rogue noodles that are not submerged so that they're all tucked nicely in the liquid. Perfect. And now we're going to put our lid on. Let's see if I can do this. And we're going to put it on manual, high pressure for 7 minutes and let that cook. Oh, and make sure that your pot is set to sealed, not vented. So it's done. It's counted down to the 7 minutes, and now we're going to quick release because we don't want it to self-release. We don't want to overcook the pasta. Let's have a look at this. Oops, steamy. The sauce will thicken a bit as it sits, but you can see how good that looks. Oop. Here we go. I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan. I've got this Earth Island Parmesan in here. We're going to give this a taste. This looks really good. So I'm just going to taste the pasta. Perfectly done. Al dente. Very good. Let's try one of these meatballs. Since I've never had their meatballs before, I'm really curious. Hot. Lots of seasonings in that. Delicious. I usually buy the Gardein Italian style meatballs. They're delicious. So are these. Very good. A super easy, super fast meal that you can get on the table for your family in very, very short order. So I hope you try these. Let me know if you do. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, eat good food and be kind, because we all need more kindness in this world. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. For those of you wondering where Sophie is, she's right here. Hi, Sophie. Yes. Yes. She's in her favorite position.